Hey, it's Mel. I hope you're doing well, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm going to be filming a life update video for you guys. I have been off YouTube for a month. I am so happy to be back filming, and not being able to post for a month, by the way, was torture. Today I have both bad and good news. I made a video a while back called Something Has Happened. I will link that video down below if you have not seen it. This video is going to be a continuation of that video. Long story short, I ended up having an epileptic fit at the very end of my uncle's wedding in June. I'm going to be talking about what's gone on from the 21st of June to current day. Apologies if I do get a bit emotional. This is not an easy video to film, but YouTube is kind of my outlet. I share both the good and the bad with you guys. In a way, YouTube is my therapy. By the way, you'll notice that my intro is different. It's more colourful. I just thought I'd change it up a little bit. Also, my face, you'll notice, is a bit more rounder. I have gained weight, but that's fine. I will deal with it. And by the way, I'm just going to mention this really quickly, but in my hand I have a bunch of equipment, this nice bag, and in this very nice bag is my camera. The specific name for it is a camcorder, and I got it off Amazon. I've just been messing around with like the image quality, the settings, seeing how it hooks up to my laptop, just messing around with it really. Though I do not have my tripod yet, that's being delivered in a few days. Once I have my tripod set up along with the camera, I can then continue to film videos. But until then, I will be filming it on my phone. I initially wanted to get a Canon camera because they're such good quality, but they're also hella expensive. So if the quality of this camera is rubbish and I hate it, I will be getting a Canon camera next year. So I just love that it comes with this bag, very cute and compact. Anyway, enough about the camera and equipment, moving on. From the 21st of June to current day, I have remained in the house for nearly 2 months, I'd say, maybe a little bit more. Not by choice. I wanted to go out and enjoy life and meet my friends and, go cinema, go restaurant, go here. I had plans, and all of my plans just did not happen because of the situation I was in. For the past 2 months, I have been really struggling, and I've been really depressed and upset and angry. I have just been a wreck, to be honest. I was so emotional. I just went through a mix of emotions during those 2 months, and I'm so happy that I'm in a better mindset now. As I've mentioned before, in June on my uncle's wedding day, I ended up having an epileptic fit towards the very end of the night. A lot of people were very emotional, and some people who were parents who had kids, they ended up leaving the room with their kids, which, by the way, good on you, because I don't want a young child to be traumatized by seeing me going to an epileptic fit. You know what I mean? This is my mindset. I was more concerned about the people rather than my well-being. For the first time seeing someone go into an epileptic fit, it can be very traumatizing. I ended up having the epileptic fit, and then I was rushed in an ambulance to the hospital, which, by the way, because of COVID, my mum initially was not allowed to come to the hospital with me. She was not allowed to enter the ambulance. She had to kind of bowel talk with the nurse and say, listen, I'm entering this ambulance, like, you can step aside, miss. Like, the woman was probably so nice, but my mum's just like, bitch, she's my daughter, move aside. My mum ended up coming with me to the hospital, and thank God, because I needed my mum there for moral support. I couldn't reach for anything. I was hurting so bad. But anyway, me and my mum went to the hospital. I had a bunch of tests done, a bunch of x-rays. I had a needle put into my arm. Every single time someone puts a needle into my arm, I have to look away. It's just a thing. I'm not afraid of seeing blood, but needles, I don't like them, okay? Me and my mum didn't get any sleep that night in the hospital, and while I was laying in the bed, every 5 minutes there'd be like a huge shooting pain going up my spine, and there was also a really bad pain in my right hip and my knee. All of the pain, like my right side had been affected because that's the side where I had hit the floor when I had the epileptic fit. Nurses, like every couple of hours, were approaching my bed and giving me different types of medication, painkillers. The medication they were giving me was hella strong, but it was doing nothing for the pain. It was just useless, and because of that, my first initial thought was, I've broken my leg, and I really started to panic. Over the years of me seeing different doctors, going to different hospitals, I have been told by both doctors and nurses that I have a high tolerance for pain, but the pain I was feeling in that hospital room was unbearable. And it honestly, the only way I know how to describe it with the pain in my hip and knee, it's as if someone just took a huge hammer and with the blunt side just went and kept doing that like every 4 minutes. I was in so much pain. I was crying because I couldn't cope, and I was thinking the worst. My anxiety got set off and my mum was kind of hugging me. We had a moment and we were talking about what had gone on. This is the type of person I am, even though I'm over here with my mum in a hospital room in so much pain. I have the thought that I might have broken my leg, and I also experienced an epileptic fit unexpectedly. I am the one over here more concerned about the people who witnessed me having an epileptic fit. I am still not on medication, but I will be on medication soon. I've had really bad experiences with epilepsy, and the fact that it's come back, honestly, my confidence is just lowered because I am so pissed off and just annoyed that my epilepsy has all of a sudden chosen to come back. Recently, it seems like the universe just wants to test both me and my patience. Update on my right leg, it's not fully healed yet, but I am able to finally walk around my house unassisted. I'm not crawling or limping anymore. I recently went out to a family meetup because it was someone's birthday and it was lovely. We went to a restaurant called Albert's, which if you haven't been there, it's so classy. Go there. The food is out of this world. I was trying foods that I've never tried before. Going back to the night that me and my mum spent in the hospital, the following morning me and my mum got picked up in the car by my dad, and then me, my dad and my mum went to the wedding venue to pick up our stuff. We ended up picking our stuff up, put it in the car, and then we drove home. As soon as I got home, I threw up, not sure why, if it was nerves or what. I then got a shower and then I went to bed. I woke up a couple of hours later the next day, and I was in so much pain. Once again, I took the duvet off me, like the blanket. I looked down at my right leg, and from my knee to my hip was just filled with 2 gigantic bruises, and I got really worried. It took me half an hour to finally be brave and attempt to move my leg, and bad idea. I tried moving my leg and it was just not working, and I was swearing so much because I was in pain, but I needed to go to the toilet and I had to physically pick up my own right knee with my hands, and on the floor, crawling backwards, I had to drag myself to the toilet. This is pretty much how I moved around the house. It was really difficult to move around for the first few weeks of June. I texted my friends and told them all what was happening, and all of them were being really supportive. I have such nice friends. All of them were being really supportive and asking me how you doing? Moving on to July, a month later, nothing had changed. I was still having searing pain. I still had the bruises on my knee to my hip, and no painkiller was working. For a short amount of time during that month, I ended up shutting out my friends who were asking me, are you alright? Let's have a talk, let's have a conversation. It's a stupid decision, don't ever do that. Learn from my mistakes. In the moment, my mindset was this. I felt like it was best for me to deal with this alone rather than push my problems onto someone else. One evening, I just got out of bed normally and I attempted to walk without holding on to anything for support, and it worked. I was able to walk. I was so happy. I remember going downstairs to the kitchen and practically twirling around, dancing and shit in the kitchen because I was so happy. My mum walked in the kitchen and was like, at the point where I was limping around the house and not fully walking. Around that time, my mum and dad were encouraging me to go out, just go to a nice cafe with them or a restaurant or a bar, just get out of the house basically. But honestly, I didn't want anyone to see me in the state that I was, which is why I remained in my house for so long. But the only time that I left my house was to go and get a blood test, which was early in the morning, I think around 10 a.m. The results from my blood test came back a week later, and I didn't have anything wrong with me. My blood test came out completely positive, everything was fine. I am going to be getting a brain scan soon just to confirm that I do have epilepsy. But anyway, that is pretty much what's happening. I am finally like feeling like myself again. I'm able to do workouts now. I'm doing one workout. I used to do 2 a week, but now I'm only doing one, just slowly getting back into it very safely. I want to thank my friends and family for their ongoing support during that time. It was very difficult. I really did struggle. And also, by the way, I do read all of my comments. I see you people shining, you stunning people. I'm gonna show up now. I will be back shortly posting more of my normal content, which is missing persons cases, unsolved crime, and also a few random videos here and there. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Take care, be safe out there, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!